Alright, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to another insane story. So today's story that I'm going to tell you guys right now is honestly one of the ones that I did not want to tell, but as you guys know, it is Christmas, and I have to tell this story, because there's no way I don't. But before anything, as usual, make sure you guys join the Discord server down below, because I will be talking to you guys and also hearing your guys' crazy stories, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be put on an episode. Anyways, let's get straight into this insane story. Alright guys, so this story takes place back when I actually graduated high school. I know, I don't tell a lot of stories from after high school because my life was really insane, and let's just say it was mostly just me doing the Deals Tango. But basically, I remember one time when I was chilling at home planning my next YouTube video that I wanted to tell to you guys. Literally out of nowhere, my buddy hits me up saying, yo bro, dude, I'm going to this Christmas party, you gotta come, bro. Like, there's gonna be so many girls there. Now obviously during Christmas you either do one of two things. One, you hang out with your family. Two, you can get gifts from your family and hang out with them because you have to, because they got you gifts. Yeah, I can't be the only one that, you know, usually just hangs out with their family during Christmas because you have to. Like, I don't know, it's a really bad thing to say, but you know, the world just keeps on giving. Anyways, I remember when you explained that there were gonna be a lot of girls over, I really want to go, because obviously at this time, one thing that really sucks, and I realized this, is that during the holidays every single person is taken. Like, no joke, finding a single girl on the holidays is one of the hardest things ever. Like right now, as you're watching this, just scroll down your Instagram feed and see how many people are in relationships. It is brutal, and honestly it makes a person lonely. Like, no joke, I wish there was like a site where you could just like rent a girlfriend for the holidays, but sadly there isn't. Actually there is, but it's illegal. Anyway, sorry, going on with the story. I remember when I heard about this party, I really wanted to go. I know I should have hung out with my family, but honestly I had to go. So I remember, for me being so lonely and a helpless romantic, I remember going up to my parents and saying, hey mom, dad, I was just wondering, like, there's this Christmas party happening. After we're done like family dinner, can I just dip and go hang out with them? I remember my parents were really upset at first, but honestly I think they kind of understood that I really needed a social life other than just sitting in my room making videos all day. So my dad said yes, but I had to be back at a certain time, which was exactly 1 a.m. Now obviously I said yes, and I listened and I said sure. So I remember on Christmas Eve I decided to do that. So I remember on Christmas Eve I did the whole Christmas thing. I got presents, I got a new pair of Air Force Ones, love that. And then afterwards I remember I ended up going to this Christmas party after we were done dinner. Like, no joke, I literally wore my Air Force Ones when we were eating Christmas dinner, and then on top of that, I'm not joking when I said this, right as everyone finished dinner I left. Like, I literally just said, all right guys, happy holidays, bye, and I dipped out the door. I remember when I left, I ended up getting picked up by my homie, and we ended up driving to this Christmas party. He said there's gonna be a lot of girls and stuff, it's gonna be super dope. And I said, well, where is it? He ended up driving me to a university that was really well known here in Vancouver. I'm not gonna say which ones because of privacy reasons, but it is what it is. Anyways, I remember when I got to the university, I literally like visited like all the houses and stuff, because they have like dorms and stuff. So there's a bunch of different houses on one street. There's like the apartment buildings that students get to live in. Honestly, university slash college life is actually really cool. I didn't get to experience it. That's one thing that many people ask me. Oh, did you go to college? No, I became a YouTuber. And honestly, it was probably the best decision I ever did, because I love you guys so much. Anyway, sorry, back to the story. I remember I was just chilling, and afterwards we ended up driving towards his house, and when we parked in the front parking lot, I remember getting out and seeing a bunch of people inside this house. Like, no joke, all these students were just drinking eggnog and going crazy at this Christmas party. It was one of the coolest things ever, and I remember when I went in there, I started, you know, socializing, being me, and being really outgoing. It's really funny because when I'm at home, I'm a really like solo, like, you know, quiet person that just works, but when I'm at like a party or when I'm at like a club, I go all out. Like, I don't mind talking to people. I like socializing. It's just my thing, I guess. I have no idea. I guess you can call me an intro extrovert. That didn't make sense, but you guys know what I mean. Anyways, going on, I remember basically I was just hanging out with like everyone and talking to them, and then afterwards there was this one girl I recognized, and this girl, funny enough, went to my middle school. Now there is a middle school story about her, but we're gonna talk about her later on in like a future episode. Don't worry, it's not a part 2, but it is like something in the future episode that you guys will one day recognize, I guess. But basically, I remember when I saw her, she looked at me and kind of like freaked out. I guess she was just really wasted. By the way, don't underage drink, but going on. She was pretty wasted, and she walked up to me saying, oh my goodness, like, Baba, like, what are you doing here? What, do you go here now? I ended up telling her, oh nah, like, I still like, you know, I'm still at home just like making videos and stuff. And she looked at me saying, oh my goodness, like, you're still making YouTube videos? How's that going for you? She said it in a really like sarcastic way, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's common for a lot of people that I talk talked to since back in high school, because no one really believed me back in high school that I would become a YouTuber. And also, I've been making videos since like, what, 2015? So it's pretty weird. But going on with the story, I remember I just explained how, like, you know, I'm trying new things, learning stuff. And by the way, this was before story times, all right? I'm just gonna say that right now. And then she said, oh, well, like, I mean, like, I'm happy you're like following your dreams. Not a lot of people do that. You just go to university and do the stuff that their parents tell them. But good job. I'm so proud of you. Which, I mean, she's right, but at the same time, kind of weird to say in front of a bunch of other university students. And then afterwards, me and her were just drinking eggnog all night, and one thing led to another. She got really touchy with me. You know, she was flirting, she was liking it, and I guess she was just liking what she saw. Don't get me wrong, I changed a lot since middle school. In middle school, I didn't pull that many women compared to now in high school, especially after high school. Like, damn, I was pulling. But anyways, I remember me and her were flirting. We were sitting on the couch, drinking eggnog, and like I said earlier, we got touchy. Okay, and then she came close to me, we started cuddling, and one thing led to another. We ended up making out on the couch. Now, honestly, one thing I realized is that when you're out partying, you lose track of time. And I was supposed to be home at 12 or 1 a.m. technically speaking, but I ended up staying there till like 2:30 at night. I remember she looked at me and she's like, oh, this is like the best Christmas ever. Do you want to like come back to my place maybe? And I remember I looked at her and I'm like, yeah, sure. Me, I was totally wasted. For her, I don't know. I guess she could handle alcohol better than me, but I was totally out of it as well. Like I said earlier, don't underage drink. YouTube, please don't demonetize this video. Anyways, so afterwards, I remember me and her, we ended up going to her dorm, and basically from there, she ended up living in like kind of like this like really small apartment, but like it was like a small one that like university students get. And basically, I remember I went in there and she had like a small Christmas tree, which was really cute, by the way. It was really nice. But afterwards, I remember I was like, oh, like Merry Christmas. And then afterwards, I ended up going to her bedroom and then I literally crashed. Yeah, no devil's tango. But the story doesn't end there, because remember, this was Christmas Eve. The next morning, I remember waking up and I had over 20 missed calls from my dad and over 40 missed calls from my mom. It was really like stressful when I woke up to that, but at the same time, who hasn't done that, I guess, or gotten that before? And then afterwards, I remember freaking out, waking up and getting ready. But when I woke up, I realized that the girl wasn't anywhere in her dorm. I look around and I'm like, did I really just wake up to like not sleeping beside anyone? And then I look at the ground and I see there's a blanket and a pillow there. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, she just slept on the ground. So I remember I got up, I started putting on my clothes, and then afterwards, out of nowhere, the bathroom door opens in her apartment. It opens and instantly I see her literally in wrapping paper. I have no idea why. I think this was like a TikTok trend or something, but basically she just dressed up in wrapping paper and like her cherries were like hanging down. Like it was weird, but it was kind of hot. And she's like, hey, Baba, I just want to say Merry Christmas. I didn't get you a present, but like, you know, knowing it's Christmas and stuff, I thought it'd be cool if I was your gift. So like, you want to open it? Afterwards, she starts walking towards me and pushes me on the bed. And yes, this is where we ended up doing the devil's tango. And it was super gross too, because I had morning breath. And yeah, that did not sit pleasant. But let's just say she didn't care. She just really wanted to do the devil's tango since last night. So I remember me and her, we ended up doing the devil's tango. And I ended up, you know, taking off all the wrapping paper because, hell, I mean, she had a bow on it. Like, how was I not going to open my first present on Christmas? And then we ended up doing it. And afterwards, I remember she ended up getting dressed afterwards. And she basically was heading to her parents' place for Christmas. I remember I told her, oh, like, I was just wondering, like, can I catch a ride? Because I didn't end up getting my car because, well, to be honest, I wasn't driving that day because I drank. Obviously, I'm not going to drink and drive. And then she says, sure. And then afterwards, she ended up driving me back to my place. When I got to my place, my parents were mad. Like, it was so bad. It got to the point where, to be honest, I was so old to the point where, like, you know, after, like, you reach the age of, like, 18 plus or after high school, your parents tend to not really care as much anymore. Like, they just want you to be safe at that point. They don't really, like, put strict rules on you, which, I mean, fair enough. And then afterwards, I ended up going under the tree, opening my gifts, and that's when I got my new Nintendo Switch. It was pretty awesome. And I gotta say, it was pretty cool. It was one of the best Christmases ever. Like, who wouldn't want to wake up to a girl under your tree? Anyways, guys, that's basically it for today's story. Make sure you do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do. And like I said earlier, join the Discord server down below. Anyways, peace.